It's RV inspection day, and today we're inspecting this Winnebago Navion 24D. We are so excited to get inside and get going. Now, we don't know what we're gonna find. You don't know what we're gonna find. Fingers crossed, we find nothing. This will be the perfect unit.
Holy moly, Jesus. Here's the costume. I forgot my snowmobile suit somewhere. I thought we were in Florida. We left Georgia to come down here. This is going to be my walkthrough. I just went around it to set up tables and stuff, and I want to remind people, first of all, we might see Matt today because we're at his facility. And I want to bring this up. Matt is an awesome salesperson, as you know. Everybody knows Matt, RV, and his reviews. He knows every floor plan. But when it comes to service, there's Matt and there's the service department. Matt is an awesome salesperson. He'll be there for you. He'll help you. He'll walk you through what you need to buy. When you get the service, you need to go in this section of the building that is way different than where the nice seats are and the coffee and all the nice things to make you look good and all the things you got to buy. That's sales. This is service. We're more into the service part. So that'll be a tip that we'll give you. Once you purchase something, find a way to associate yourself with somebody in service. That will be what's going to redeem you from this sales that they just throw the unit at you and you're on your own. That's where we come in to try to help you out to do that transition from the sales department to the service department. So this unit, by the way, I just checked it. When you see beautiful tires all shined up, this is PDI'd. So we're already going to see. I'll walk you through a couple of things. And there's another thing I wanted to bring. Not too long ago, somebody said on a post that we're alarmists. Okay, so if we're alarmists, there's definitely a problem with that person. I'll bet you, I'll put money down, they don't even have an RV, because if you're not smart enough to realize that this has nothing to do with being alarmist, this is the state of the industry. That's why we do what we do. So I'm sorry, poor person, that you think we're alarmist. Well, I'm going to give you a tip, and this is a tip you can bring home. Here's your challenge. You're going to take your thumb. You're going to go on your phone next time you see one of our video, and you're going to go scroll through. We'll be fine with that. So we do this for a service for people. If you have a problem with that, carry on. We're good with that too. So let's go with what I've already seen walking around here. So as Laurel came up and she's looking at this, she says, well, isn't this door a little bit transition weird a little bit? Yeah, probably. You know, it could mean an adjustment, but that's aesthetic, so it's no big deal. But for me, the first thing I did when I walked around was try to open this door. So let me do this. Laurel, come and try to open this door, and it is unlocked. So just open that door. See how tough it was? So that's just a little alignment install that you got to do. So yeah, so that's one thing that you know is going to be on my report. And other than that, I don't know where I'm at. So I just walked around to open the door and check, and now I'm going to check propane. There's no water install. At least they didn't open the slide for nothing, so that is a good thing. So we're just going to go through this and see at lunchtime if our Miss Pat, if everything goes good, she's getting possession of this. And we're there to help her out so she can actually leave and say, okay, at least I know the whole shell and everything is actually working and it's doing what its purpose is supposed to do. So while my wife is shivering and her jaws are going like this, she's probably going to want to go inside and test if the heat's working. So let's go.
Frigid.
Lunchtime. That was a beautiful unit when we pulled in. Freeze our butt off. And we got the heat running, so Laurel was happy. And then I started to work, and I started a list. Here's my list. Here's a quick glimpse, okay? I'll try to go through this. This is just lunchtime. For people who don't want to have an inspection, like these neighbor, Grandma just found a little thing on their couch, and she has the husband come back in. They've been here for a couple of hours. He's pissed. He's sick of it. He wants to go eat. I've always told you about this MO. They bring you here. They do the PDI. And this one behind us, there's about 6 or 7 people with them. They backed this up within an hour. There was about 5 guys picking up the batteries, trying to figure out, and I heard them because I'm conscious of what they're doing. 112 volt on this inverter and 80 on the other one. So they have a problem. They don't know what's going on in here. That's a 2010. I wouldn't even inspect it. For me, that's me, because there's too much system that the previous owner did on his own. This switch here, this switch there that nobody knows about. So you're screwed. So sorry to tell you, but don't reach out to us if you got a 2010, unless it's been kept mint and there's nothing and it's perfect. I can't take the liability. So I feel for them, because that's old, and Laurel is even critiquing the roof, looking at it. It's not been maintained. See, she's got an eye too, so it's like, oh, Jesus. So once we started here this morning, everything was closed up. They threw the unit here. I didn't see nobody. And when I come to this place, here's the unit, find the right serial number, you're on your own. There's no water, no electricity, no, which is fine, no slide out. But then you'll understand why we didn't have any slide out. So first thing, batteries are dead. So it's been there for I don't know how long. House batteries are dead. That's the first thing I had to do, open the cover, check the battery. They're dead. So now I gotta plug the unit to have the converter charge the battery. So here goes the waiting game. We'll talk about the slide out on the other side. That was, for her and I, that was the big problem. It lasted 30 minutes, 45 minutes just for the slide out. That is coming out like this, like this. We'll see it on the other side. From the inside, you see outside. This is brand new. You're picking it up. Have a nice day. The generator on this unit has never been started. Look at the nice shine on this tire. This is PDI. See, it's all been cleaned. The detail guy's been here. It's beautiful. Generator has never been started, but they did a pre-delivery inspection. So I asked Laura, well, what do they check when they go through this? Well, we saw them. They told us, 5 minutes. I'm in here, check a couple of lights, water's going. Okay, we're good. Thank you, bye. That's your PDI. If you like it, be my guest, go at it. So we still have work, we're fine. So don't do that just to please us. But we kind of know what you're getting into, unless you go in there blind as a bat and say, yep, I love it and I want it, and that's it. On top of this window, because you never see the top of the window, there's sealant missing up there. Let's go with this. Propane works, Truma water heater on demand. A1, propane leaks. Laurel hasn't blown up yet, but we do have a propane leak on this unit. But you were picking it up, we're good. You can leave now or next week. We had an issue this morning. I guess we've opened it enough now that now it's working. Yep, exactly. I'm gonna have to take that off. This was so new that even Laurel was managing, trying to figure out how to open this. Am I right or am I right?
Felt like it was locked.
That's what it was. The main door is the same thing. We've been dragging on that handle, and so that I'm still gonna address the main door. So generators in here. Nice unit, 3200. In here, okay, so here's the start. Well, I got a lot. So come like this. We've seen this before. You've seen this is bowed. So when a slim rack is bowed, remember these are 4 little electric motors. So when this is bowed like this, you see it. This slide out, don't even touch, okay? So the seal is not even, the slide out is not touching the seal. So the seal is actually useless, or the slide out is not out, and it's not out. Right now it's like this. The front end went out and the rear end didn't go out. So now we're like this. So this inside, I can walk in there. So I can go from here from the inside. So just saying, manufacturing, not the dealer. Don't get me wrong. Dealer look at us like we're enemies because we're going to bring them a list. It's the manufacturer. Where's the screw missing? It's definitely not from the dealer. They didn't do that, so I'll give them that. We're not putting down the dealer, people. We got to try to understand this. So, minimal things, but sealant. If you remember, this is where your floor is. Behind this trim, and I'll show you in the front, behind this trim, they screw this bar, this clips on there. If water goes in there, it goes right into your floor. Now we're going into the interesting part. So I'm gonna have to grab the camera to show. You see this trim? This is your seal that's underneath when your T-rim, your trim, your slide out is gonna be in. This is out. So you see they're screwed up 2 or 3 times, there's screws missing, and they finally screwed it. But this trim should be clipped and stay there.
Shouldn't it be firm?
Where do you think water is gonna go? So yeah, that trim is it should have been fixed. Now I'm gonna bring you up. I'll physically bring you up. I wanted to show you this from up here. Two little things, little details that it's up here. So if you pick it up from your PDI, you won't see this. This. So tell me this has been sealed. No, it's not. So all of this needs to be sealed, but that's not the worst. The worst is up here. Here's the top of your slide out roof. So you come up here, so you can see it is sagging over there because the rear end of the slide out is not totally out. But look at this, right in here. So listen, you're manufacturing something. Can't you put the angles together so you don't have as much sealant? But both the front and the back are the same way. You tell me they put goo in there. This goo in there goes right here. You tell me that at one point it's not going in your wall. Well, unless they did a magic trick that I can't and still don't understand, but from here to here, this doesn't make sense. Now we're gonna go to see what Laurel found up there.
Come on inside, it's lunchtime, and I'm fixing lunch. No, I'm kidding, I'm not fixing lunch, but I am gonna tell you the things that I have found so far. Pat, you're going to have a beautiful rig once you send your CRL list to the service department. CRL, that is your create repair list. That is what you pull out of the report that Pierre gives to you, all the items that you want, and it's so detailed, the service department won't have to guess where to look. My first thing is my sink. So I don't have any leaks in the sink, but my right side of the sink does not hold water. I have pushed and the little nozzle in there, no, it's not holding water. Not a big deal, they'll figure it out. Or they won't. No, they will. They'll figure it out. And then I've gone through, my cupboards. They're all looking good and the little nubbies are all working great until I get to the bathroom. So here in the medicine cabinet, this little nubby does not work. There's no way to open the medicine cabinet. And then looking at the shower. So it looks really beautiful, right? But let me just show you something. So you come here and you've got this gap here. Well, luckily that did not leak. But you have this gap over here. This leaks here and it leaks there. So the shower just needs to be sealed and then we won't have any leaks. But now, Pierre was talking to you about the slide, right? It's this side of the slide that we're having an issue with. So from the floor, which I am going to show you because it's a big gap. I don't know about you, but I don't want any EBGB critters coming in, and I'm going to show you that. So, right here, as you can see, the slide is out. But look at all the light you see coming in. So they have definitely got to do something with the slide. So I'm not sure if it's tomorrow or the next day. It's like within 3 days, or maybe it was yesterday. We have videos that come out on Mondays and Thursdays, so make sure you hit subscribe so you'll know exactly when all of our videos are coming out.
Well, she likes me better than the sun. In a day recap, I'm really disappointed. I really thought Winnebago, Super B or Class C, however you want to call it. What I have here is not much in the afternoon, so tires, everything was good. I just have two of them bay doors. So here's your bay door, you get access, then you close it. All right, well this doesn't close. So come up here, come see the latch here. So see how I slammed it and that latch is still not in there. You see that little white thingy? So that's not there. So I don't know, you'd think they'd adjust it, you know what I mean? Or else you're gonna have to do this every time. Well, I don't think Pat is that powerful. So I'm gonna have that adjusted for her and I'll leave it open so they know. I don't know if we're gonna be able to. I went in the breaker box and I know I have a picture I took, so maybe we'll be able to put it. If not, when I open the breaker box, my breakers are like this. So even the panel was up tight, so I took it out to test in the back and I didn't even put it back, those 4 screws, I put it on top because they had to fix that for whoever. So, and that's not the dealer's fault. Remember again, that's a manufacturer. So it's disappointing to see the lack of ownership of what you do to slap 2 breakers, then the 3rd, then the 4th, and then the 5th. and put the panel over it, and it's all crooked. I showed it to Lowell. I said, it's ridiculous. So it's a detail, but I left the cover there. I says, I ain't touching this. So on this side, it's the same thing. We went through all those little things. This door down here is the same thing. See, you close the door, it actually doesn't close. So it's the same problem. You can slap it as much as you want. You'd have to do this every time you close it, which is ridiculous, because these doors should be closing fine. If not, Winnebago, it's time to you to go to closing door 101. Let's go see what she's found.
So it's the end of the day, and I do have some things that I know Pat's not going to be happy with, but they will fix it for her because she's going to put it on her CRL list. We're going to start right here. This is the bunk overhead, and all of them have these little covers that cover the hole. But this particular one, it's deep inside. It's there, but it actually is coming apart right here. So it is actually come away from the hole. The other thing is you have a ladder for the bunk, and this is just really wiggly, so I couldn't even attach the ladder in there. It just needs to be attached and screwed in a little bit. Now, something I found which was really strange, I found a peanut shell. Now I found one half of a peanut shell, and it was way down underneath here. Now, finding a half of a peanut shell and not finding the rest of the crumbs tells me a human was not eating peanuts. So what got in here? I don't know. Did it come through the slide? I'm not sure. The other thing that I found over here by the Murphy bed, the side right here is, as you can see, loose, needs to be attached. So a few minor things. Come the end of my day, everything else worked out just fine, but Pat needs to be able to send in that CRL list. And I want to remind you, remember, we have videos on Mondays and Thursdays, and we love seeing you guys. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you see us when our videos come out. And on that note, remember, and do never forget, it's not about the destination, it's all about the journey.